Everyday synchronicity when chance is not chance. How many times have you thought of someone and moments later received a call or bumped into them on the street? Or stumbled upon a book that contained exactly the answer you were looking for, just when you needed it most? These events, which at first glance seem like pure coincidences, often conceal an unexpected depth, a meaningful resonance that goes beyond mere chance. Carl Jung called them synchronicities, a causal yet significant occurrences in which internal events, such as a thought or emotion, and external events connect in a way that makes profound sense to the individual. These are not simple coincidences, but encoded messages from the universe, or from our collective unconscious, that guide and reassure us on our path. Thoth, the god of wisdom, writing, and time, was the guardian of the invisible rhythms that weave reality, the one who knew the arcane laws governing the interconnectedness of all things. Through the teachings of his emerald tablets, we learn that what is below is as what is above, suggesting a universal harmony where nothing is truly separate. Understanding synchronicity is a fundamental step in our awakening, an invitation to read the signs that punctuate our existence, transforming chance into an opportunity for profound understanding. There's a special energy that flows when we connect with those who seek the truth. If the idea that chance doesn't exist fascinates you and you want to decipher the hidden messages of reality, we invite you to join our growing community of researchers. Give this video a hype now. It's a small gesture that helps us enormously spread these messages of light. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future insights into these paths of awareness that open the mind and spirit. Synchronicity is much more than a mere statistical coincidence. It is an organizing principle that reveals the profound interconnectedness of the cosmos. Jung developed this theory to explain phenomena that linear causal logic could not comprehend, suggesting that there are not causal but meaningful connections between events. Imagine a vast cosmic tapestry where each thread represents an experience, a thought, an encounter. In our limited vision, we see only isolated fragments. But synchronicity shows us that these seemingly distant fragments are actually nodes in a larger design, a meaningful pattern that our unconscious or a universal consciousness is trying to reveal to us. Thoth, as the Lord of time and measurement, but also of creation through the Word, teaches us that reality is composed of layers of meaning, not just matter and energy. The emerald tablets, with their principle of correspondence, as above so below, as within so without, are an ode to synchronicity. The external world is a mirror of our internal world, and vice versa. When our internal state resonates with a deep need or an existential question, the universe seems to respond to us through significant external events. It's as if the cosmos were a great book written in symbolic language, and synchronicity were the chapters that magically open to the right page, a constant invitation to awaken our awareness. These events don't happen by chance, but manifest because we are ready to perceive them and draw meaning from them. Recognizing synchronicity requires a shift in perspective, an opening to a less mechanistic and more holistic worldview. In our Western society, we're accustomed to seeking causal explanations for every phenomenon. A causes B, B causes C. However, synchronicity invites us to explore a different kind of causality, a causality of meaning, where events are not linked by a chain of cause and effect, but by a resonance of meaning. It's like listening to a symphony. The notes don't cause each other, but combine in a harmony that generates a meaningful experience. For Thoth, the great calculator of stars and destinies, the laws of the universe were not just cold mechanisms, but expressions of a divine mind, an intrinsic order manifested in every aspect of creation. Recognizing a synchronicity means tuning into this universal intelligence, the creative logos that permeates everything. It's not about paranoidly searching for signs everywhere, but rather developing a refined sensitivity to those moments when the veil between the conscious and the unconscious thins, and a clear message emerges from the flow of events. It's a continuous dialogue with the divine, a constant feedback that confirms we're on the right path or invites us to recalibrate our course. This process is an integral part of our awakening journey, training us to read the world not only with the rational mind, but with intuition and heart, understanding that the universe is not indifferent to our deepest questions, but is an active partner in our evolution. How can we cultivate the ability to perceive and interpret synchronicity in our daily lives? The first step is awareness and attention. Often, synchronicities are so subtle that they go unnoticed, disguised as simple coincidences. Starting to keep a synchronicity journal, noting not only external events but also the thoughts, questions, or emotions that preceded them, can help us recognize patterns and understand the language the universe uses to speak to us. Meditation and mindfulness practice can sharpen our perception, making us more receptive to these non-verbal messages. Another key element is intention. When we formulate a clear question or set a specific goal, we open a channel of communication with the universal information field, and synchronicities often emerge as responses to these intentions. Thoth, the inventor of hieroglyphics and sacred language, taught us the importance of words and thought as creative forces. He saw the cosmos as an immense library of symbols and meanings. Learning to read synchronicity means learning to read this book of the world, deciphering the hieroglyphics of reality. This is not magic or superstition, but a refined process of attunement to the laws that govern the inner and outer universe. It's an invitation to trust an intelligence greater than ourselves, to let go of the need for total control, and to surrender to the flow of life, knowing that when we are aligned with our purpose, the universe conspires to assist us. This recognition takes us to a higher level of awakening, where the veil between the visible and the invisible dissolves, revealing a reality imbued with meaning and profound connections. Let me now tell a story that allows us to fully understand this analysis. In the heart of an ancient city, built on the banks of a majestic river, lived a young weaver named Seti. Seti was a skilled craftsman, but his soul was restless. He often wondered if his life had a deeper meaning beyond his daily toil. He felt like a solitary thread in a vast tapestry he couldn't quite grasp. One day, while working on a tapestry commissioned by a nobleman, a precious gold thread slipped from his hand and fell between the cracks in the stone floor. Seti searched frantically for it, knowing that without it, the design would be incomplete. For days, he searched in vain, and anxiety grew in his heart. Desperate, he decided to go to the old priest of Thoth, who lived in a small dwelling near the temple's great library. The priest, a man with bright eyes and a calm voice, listened attentively. "Listen, Seti," said the priest. "Thoth, the lord of measures and words, the one who orders chaos into consciousness, teaches us that nothing is truly lost in the grand scheme. Your golden thread has not disappeared, but has repositioned itself, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. Reality is a fabric of meanings, not just random events. You must learn to read the signs, the hieroglyphics that the universe shows you. Just as Thoth engraved wisdom in the emerald tablets, revealing the correspondences between the above and the below. Seek not with force, but with the attentiveness of the heart." The priest gave him a small amulet in the shape of an eye, saying, "This is the eye of Thoth, which sees not with sight but with inner perception. Wear it and be aware." Seti returned home with a lighter heart. He resumed his work, but with a different focus, an openness to the possibility that his golden thread might reappear. Days passed. One morning, while he was going to the market to buy a new type of dye, he saw a group of children playing near an old fountain. One of them held something shiny in his hand. As he approached, he saw it was his golden thread, absent-mindedly woven in a game. The boy had found it among the cracks in the floor, right where Seti had lost it, and was using it to tie a small stone. Seti, incredulous, retrieved the thread, but the real revelation came shortly thereafter. As he was walking home, an elderly merchant approached him and, seeing the unfinished tapestry Seti was holding under his arm, exclaimed, "That golden thread! It's exactly what I was looking for a tapestry I'm commissioning from the great weaver Ramses. Do you have any for sale?" Seti, despite having only one thread, realized that his journey to retrieve it had led him to a potential future client. And while he was talking to the merchant, he heard a sudden scream. A little girl had fallen and grazed her knee. Seti, carrying a small linen handkerchief for his work, rushed to her aid, bandaging the wound. The girl's grateful mother turned out to be the cook of an influential scribe, who had long been looking for someone to weave a precious cloak. Returning to his loom, Seti no longer saw just the recovered thread, but an entire web of interconnected events. If he hadn't lost the thread, he wouldn't have spoken to the priest of Thoth. If he hadn't received the amulet and learned to observe, he wouldn't have recognized the thread in the child's hand. If he hadn't found the thread, he wouldn't have had the encounter with the merchant. And above all, he wouldn't have had the handkerchief with him to help the little girl. Everything was connected, a perfect design. Seti understood that synchronicity was Thoth's secret language, a code revealing how the universe orchestrates events to guide us. His lost thread was not a mistake, but the first step in a series of awakenings that led him not only to complete his work, but also to expand his art and his understanding of the world. From that day, Seti began to weave his tapestries not only with threads, but also with an awareness of signs, recognizing that every event, even the smallest, was a significant node in the grand scheme of life. We journeyed together into the realm of synchronicity, exploring how chance is never a coincidence, but a profound language through which the universe speaks to us, a concept that resonates with the ancient teachings of Thoth and his emerald tablets. Remember, you are never alone on your journey. The universe conspires to show you the way, if only you learn to read the signs. Your awakening also manifests in this ability to perceive the harmony hidden behind apparent disorder. Continue to cultivate attention, intention, and trust in this invisible dialogue. May you always recognize the magic and meaning in the events of your life, transforming every coincidence into a compass for your evolution. We sincerely thank you for sharing this moment of profound reflection with us and for your precious attention, bringing with you a fragment of this eternal wisdom that resonates through the centuries. If this exploration of synchronicity has sparked a spark in you and you wish to continue exploring the mysteries of consciousness and inner knowing, join our community of seekers of truth and wisdom. Subscribe to our channel now if you haven't already. Like this video to support us in our mission to spread the light of knowledge. And above all, leave us a comment below with 2 words that for you sum up the essence of these events: significant signs. Your contributions, experiences, and reflections are a fundamental beacon for advancing our shared research and for weaving together the thread of a more conscious and fully realized existence. We look forward to seeing you in the next video to continue our extraordinary journey together, hand in hand, toward new revelations waiting to be discovered. Until then, may the light of Thoth's knowledge always guide you in observing and understanding the signs of life. See you soon.